I'm not
So
necessarily that big of a fan of Ricky Smiley like that. The political person, the social justice warrior. I don't like what he was saying about Brian McKnight and his son and shit like that. Um, and so he decided to insert himself into the conversation about Kamala Harris for president. And so I want to get y'all thoughts on that. So, well, let me flip that over. Sorry about that. He was basically speaking about and holding black people accountable for not supporting Kamala Harris or possibly having a difference of opinion. So I'm gonna play a
what?
little. I'm gonna play a little bit of that, and then we're gonna get our thoughts off.
Here's what's happening in news. Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota held their first joint campaign rally together in Philadelphia. Kamala Harris praised Walz going down his list of titles from coach to congressman and even military veteran. She ended his introduction, Ricky, saying, and in 91 days, the nation will know Coach Walz by another name, Vice President of the United States. Are you excited about Tim Walz? I already know the
Man,
answer to
yeah,
that question.
always,
What excites
always.
you the most about him?
Just that he's just a regular, like he remind you of your high school principal. He remind you of your high school football coach, and he was a football coach that led his team to a national, not national, but to a state championship. And he is just awesome. He's for the people. He stand up for women's rights, and he's a popular governor in the great state of Minnesota, which Trump won in 2016. That state was picked off by Joe Biden, and I think we'll definitely get his state and the state of Pennsylvania as well. Either one of those governors would have been a great choice for Kamala Harris. I'm just sick of the black people on the internet talking about I'm not with her. Okay, so if you're not with her, that means you with Trump. And y'all need to block every last one of their asses on Facebook and on Instagram and social media and stop. Like that's just garbage. It's
Yeah.
just garbage.
Can
Everybody
we be
got to
united
find
on anything? Yeah.
yeah. Can't agree on a damn bucket of chicken. One person want a hot dog.
I always
Black
complain.
folks get on my damn nerves, man. Why everybody making all these celebrities making all these videos going off on Kamala Harris and stuff, and then the black men, Kamala Harris didn't prosecute you and treated you bad in court. I got treated bad in court too, but I'm with her
What?
because a vote for her.
I guess we can stop it there. I'd love to get y'all thoughts so far.
Man, this nigga just flat out contradicted itself. He just straight contradicted itself. Oh my god, man. Like, bruh, I have not heard anytime they talking about and I'm to the point I don't give a fuck about this shit no more, man. But gosh damn, every time
Why
they
you don't
talk
care,
about
Slimmy?
because it's just too extreme for me, man. It's too extreme. Anytime they talk about her, they never talk about anything that she said she's going to do for anybody. It's just weird ass shit.
Why do y'all think that black people are being held accountable for having a choice or maybe even a difference of opinion and whether or not they want to roll with Kamala Harris or not? Why do y'all think that that's a thing?
Well,
Because
just
go ahead.
listening to him, every reason that he said that he would vote for her and her vice president was like a feeling emotional. Like it don't have anything built in logic or policy. He's a football coach. He's a every like nigga. They playing on your emotions, nigga. What does that have to do with the price of tea in China, my nigga? Nigga, we broke out here, nigga, because that's how you feel, nigga. I don't want no football coach as the vice president, nigga. What the fuck you mean?
I mean, aside from the fact that he put tampons in a boy's bathroom, but that's neither here nor there.
What?
Yeah,
You
he's a
can
gender.
tell.
He's about the gender affirmation, and he believes in all of that other stuff and all of that liberal bullshit and all of that stuff, bro.
I don't know this. I've heard of Ricky Smiley, but like I don't know like his background. But I can only assume he.
Comedian, radio show
Well, not
host.
that. I'm talking about where he was raised. He was probably raised by a single mom.
In
Is what it
Georgia.
sounds like. No, like he probably didn't have a dad. He probably didn't know his dad.
Man, I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't want no entertainers that don't know anything about politics to speak on what
That's
people
most
should
of
do.
them.
Like you don't know what the fuck you talking about. It's like me getting up here just saying, "Oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that." Man, I don't know these people's policies.
So My take
Like,
on it, my take on it is first to his first, well, his last point. To his last point, I just feel like in 20, what it was 2016? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
2016 when Trump ran the first time, I got
Mm-hmm.
blocked by tons of people. They're back.
Oh, really?
So I don't care. Like that's just the dumbest thing. Oh, block them all because they have a difference of opinion, right? And I think that's very ignorant. So that shows to the world not only are black people the opposite of what you said, which is we're not a monolith. You are. You don't even ask for anything from this party. This woman has been campaigning for 20 days now and she has nothing but the donate button on that site. I have a running bet that she's going to go all the way to November if she can with no policies because she knows. And I mean, frankly, the Democratic Party, period, no, all they have to do is just make you feel good. All they have to do is identify with you in some type of feel good way, giving you a story, boom, boom, boom. And it's 2020 all over again. And people
Mm-hmm.
act like they haven't had a Trump administration already. They're like, oh my God, Trump will get in and do this. He didn't do it the last time. So now he got some different type of nuke code or something. It's just, it's stupid. And I think the liberal media and liberal black people push a narrative that is very detrimental because when he doesn't win, I mean, when she doesn't win, then you have people sitting here trying to figure out why. And they're not prepared for, having to do stuff on their own. I
Hmm.
just think it's I just think it's a bad setup for black people.
All right, let me play a little bit more.
If you sit at home and you don't support her, you are definitely supporting Donald Trump. You can vote for who you want to, but don't be trying to encourage other people and sit up there and put bad stuff. Where's that same energy for Donald Trump?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know what I'm saying?
I'm just like, go and
then
vote for him. It is what
they're
it
not
is.
even doing, y'all not even out here doing real research to look at her record. If you do the research or whatever, stop believing everything you read and do real research, you can see what a record is. You can see what she have done. I think you can Google what have Kamala Harris done for the black community or things that black people benefit from a lot. We need
A
to
whole
stand with
lot.
her. We need to
Yes.
stand with her. She's
Any thoughts so far, or should I continue
and
to play more?
this nigga is rambling. This nigga's rambling. He's saying absolutely nothing. It's all a contradiction. What has Kamala Harris done for black folks? She said she literally said, I will not do anything specifically to help black people.
They don't care
So what?
about that though.
Man, what the?
They don't care about that, Slimmy. I swear to
I swear
goodness.
we in the
It
twilight zone.
in 2016, I posted that on Instagram, right? And this is like nobody was paying attention to it then, right? And everybody was just like, I'm sorry, 2020. And everybody was just like, "Oh my God, uh, where did you get that from?" Right? And they didn't pay attention to it then. It's on a national stage now, and they're not paying attention to it now. They don't care. They give her excuses, and I'm just starting to think they just want
Well,
they just
forget.
want
Let's
one
forget
thing.
about her for a minute. Why do y'all feel like in this culture that is so important for us to stay on code, or why are people so easily upset at people that may have a difference of opinion than them
Because
versus other cultures?
we're so used to groupthink and being brainwashed and being told what to think. From our history to the stupid ass shit that we accept in our cultures, it is all groupthink. And if you go against that code, you are an outcast. If you talk about education, you're an outcast. If you talk about, hey man, I think we need to clean up our act, you're an outcast. Bill Cosby literally tried to tell black folks, like, hey man, stop with the shenanigans. Let's not do that. Everybody turned against him. So when they brought up them allegations, which was all part of a plan, I don't think it had nothing to do with him buying no channel. He was trying to tell black people to do the right thing, and everybody turned against him. All
Mm,
because he said, hey, we need to stop doing certain shit.
hmm
We need to start moving a certain way. And he don't even. And when you really think about some of the things that these people are saying, it's not unfeasible. It's not even unfeasible. They're not saying you gotta all think the same way. They're just saying, hey man, like all the bullshit that we accepting,
Hmm.
let's just kind of cut that shit out because we are embracing. Like I love to see women twerk. Don't get me wrong, but gosh damn, you can't be doing that shit in front of no 3 and 4 year olds, man. You cannot be doing that shit in front of them. You cannot be encouraging them to dance like that.
That's real.
Say, like, come on, man. What are we embracing?
Slimmy, when I tell you the other day when I was on my podcast, and I love Jules to death,
Yeah,
but
y'all was going back
when
and
I
forth.
was on that podcast, or there's nothing. I had all the video proof, right? Because they always argued. Liberals always argue that point with me. I swear to goodness, it didn't matter. She kept throwing the thing at me. Oh, well, Trump said this. I give her the proof. Well, it doesn't matter. They already have their mind made up.
Yep.
So at this point, you just have to let them be.
It's brainwashing. It is brainwashing. Period, man. People are brainwashed. They are completely brainwashed. They
Mm.
don't.
Yeah,
And then
you
and
gotta
then
let
when you
them
say
be.
that, when you say that to them, watch the look they have on their face. They get mad. They gonna want to fight you.
Well, I
It's
mean,
just what it is.
they a lot of the times I know attribute black liberals are just like the white liberals, right? And they don't think they are, but they are, right? Every time I talk to a black liberal, they'll say, "Well, do you think the white Republicans really like you?"
Yeah, they say that a lot. They do say that.
And I'm like, when I first wanted to work, right, and I worked as a receptionist at a law firm, literally the white liberals would try to tell you who you should vote for, and if you said anything different, but you're a person of color. I think that's the most racist thing ever to tell me that I should be voting one way because I'm a person of color.
Mm.
Mhm. If you don't vote for me, you're not black.
Do you
Fuck out
hear
of here.
anybody, Quentin, in your circles or around you speaking about the election?
It's kind of funny. A lot of people that they usually don't. They reached out to me because your video
Oh,
is
because it went viral.
like a whole bunch of people. It's crazy. Yeah, people I haven't talked to in
You were sitting
years.
there
But
right in the middle.
you say what?
Said you were sitting there right in the middle of the screen too.
So they've been playing
I've
texty
had a lot
texty.
of people that said that they wanted to debate me.
Why?
I don't know because
They
they disagree with me.
or they need your name to get some level of visibility. Is probably more likely the cause.
Yep, that too. I'm not
Even if
stupid.
they lose.
No, and they know that they're
My
gonna
face gonna
lose.
be next to Anton's name.
They know that they're gonna lose. But I've heard a lot of that type of stuff. Um, it is what it is. So anything else before I ask y'all the next question?
Yeah, just keep Ricky Smiley out of politics, man. Like, get the fuck out of here, nigga.
Do y'all don't like are y'all completely against these older people and their opinions and their perspectives?
No,
Um
Yes.
y'all are? Y'all not?
You
no,
said,
no,
are
no,
we
no, no.
against
I'm
it?
not. I'm not.
You said, are we against it?
Yeah, when it comes to the way that they think and how it is that they directing people of how it is that they should do things similar to how they've been doing it over the years.
No, I need to know where you stand so I can stand far away from you.
No, I'm against all old people, white, black, all that,
Damn. No, I'm not.
It's
I
like
Hispanic.
just need to know
they
so I can stay far
absolutely
away from you.
100% refuse to do better.
Yes, I'm against them all.
Like they don't want to use the machine to find out more information because they still call that shit a machine.
Hmm.
They be, they be like, this is what was told to us, and I'm like, but why do I have to follow that now?
There's just like so much
because
like
they at least give you a little bit, but
just
I
in
don't
my
want a little
older
bit.
years, there's just so much stuff that was just fed to you and just you just took it as gold and rock with it. Like even as it pertains to like remember we used to like what are the seven food groups? We gotta eat everything
Yeah,
out of
yeah,
seven
yeah,
food
yeah,
groups
yeah, yeah, yeah.
every fucking day. Like what? You gotta eat four
Yeah.
times a day, nigga. What?
Yeah, that
Nope.
junk was
Right.
all
And
wrong.
I
That
eat
That
shit
one
shit
was
is
time a
all
complete
wrong.
day and
cap.
I'm in better shape
That's
than
what
most
it is.
people.
Complete
Like
cap.
crazy.
Complete cap.
Why do human beings need cow milk?
Yeah,
You
they
don't.
gave us a
No,
lot of shit, bro.
no,
You
that
are
that shit
oh
is
So we're just
man.
like,
cow
okay.
pus. Cow
You are
pus.
100% correct, bro. You are 1000% correct. All of that junk was wrong. All of it was wrong, man.
That's why I said I don't pay. I don't do old people at all because they and most of the people. That's why when people are like, "Oh, well, Kamala is a younger, fresh candidate." She's 60. She's 10 years older than my mom.
Well, technically they ain't lying. She's 60
She
and
not young.
she younger. She said younger. Nigga, that nigga Trump is pushing 80, so technically they ain't lying.
She's 60. That's still two generations up from mine.
I agree with that.
Do y'all think, in a general sense, that older people actually led us astray? Do y'all think that?
Yes.
And I'm not saying that all of their advice is bad.
No, no.
But do you think that they did, like generations before us, to the culture in general? Not to us in particular, but just in general. Do y'all think that
What?
the generations before us did more harm than good, or more good than harm?
Well, if you got to think about
Boomers and Gen Xers.
like some of those motherfuckers was in segregation, so by and large they had white people telling them what to do, and they just didn't know no better, type shit.
No, that's cap. That's cap.
Okay.
They are the ones. They are the ones that led us astray because they did not try to find out more about history, the real history of this land. They believed everything they were told in a fucking school book, and they just kept that shit, and they never tried to separate from anything.
How do
They
you find
always
something
wait.
out besides school books?
Let
Like how
me finish, bro. No, because there's way more ways to learn than just a
how
school book. It's
how
you can look up any type of book. There's been books written since the beginning of time,
I mean,
documenting life.
but
how,
Slimming those books,
So we
that
so
probably was the original brainwashing mechanism. Right.
no, not all books are
It
school books. Yes,
well, most of
history
the
books.
books
Yes.
after 1930, most of the books became in America became propaganda because they you don't learn real science, right? You used to learn about the elements and ether and all the other good stuff, and then they changed it to fit the chemicals that they wanted to have, and now you learn about things that only the pharmaceutical companies actually can control. Then you learn the stuff on the food companies, which is the pyramid he was talking about. So it's all propaganda. It's all tied in if you really want to go deep about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there are books that they don't follow along with that shit.
Right,
Oh,
but
man.
you have to go seeking that information. Most people do not go seek
The majority
information.
That's
of books
but that
I
was my
read,
point. That was my point. They never
Yeah.
tried to. They never tried.
the
They just
majority of
accepted
books I
everything
read,
that was given.
I don't know. I regret the books that I did read, bro, because there was so much bull jive in the books, bro. Like, especially like when it comes to history and like us teaching us about us. Oh, cause it was so much bull jive in them books, bro. Like I regret even reading them books.
I don't remember no books that I read that was actually trash. I don't remember
yeah,
that.
me too. I was like, what y'all talking about? What you
Nah,
read
those
about that was trash,
school,
TK?
Only a
nah, school
liberal would say
books.
somebody a conspiracy theorist and then turn around and say Trump didn't get shot. Ciao, Eric Daniels.
Well,
Somebody says, can y'all go deeper? I could speak on it, I guess. Can you go deeper into why you Republican? And I want to understand the difference between the parties and why y'all align with one over the other. All right. So historically speaking, and I'm gonna go over this really quickly. I'm gonna spend less than 2 minutes talking about this. Uh, Historically speaking, liberals and Democrats were the party that actually enslaved black people. They were the ones that embraced slavery. If you actually go back and do your studying and your history, um, well, let me just do this summary wise. Along the way, what happened was the Democratic Party tied black people to it by ultimately offering them things like feminism, right? And breaking up their family and food stamps and all of this stuff, which basically allowed for you to ultimately feel some sense of loyalty and then come up with this solution or this perspective as though Democrats is for poor people, Republicans is for rich people. I've heard that my entire life growing up. The difference is this: Democrats are for more of a socialist mindset and that they want you interdependent or the government to have more say so inside of what you do inside of your homes and things. And Republicans actually want smaller government, less regulation, and the difference is that they want to give you more opportunity to do for yourself. Neither party is supposed to be somebody that tells you or gives you anything. The difference is that Republicans want lower taxes, Democrats want higher taxes so that they can manage the money and do what it is that they want to do as far as distributing it more, and that's why they kind of lean towards a socialist agenda. From my perspective, I like to summarize it like this. Democrats want to continue to give you a fish as you need it. Republicans want to teach you how to fish and say get the fuck out and go and achieve the American dream. And so the reason why I tend to be more conservative is because my values more or less align with church, family. Uh, I eat and kill what I want. I'm not trying to be interdependent on anybody or anything. I want less taxes, smaller government. I don't want them in my business. I don't want them, managing my money. I don't want them, telling me what it is that I can and can't do, and I don't want them pushing agenda into schools that our kids go to. And so I look at it and I say, okay, well, if I look at all of these Democratic ran cities, um, they're all absolutely under duress. They fumbling. They mismanage resources. They ran these cities into the ground, and they continue to push this propaganda. And so what you've largely seen over a period of time is that they pick a different movement every single generation, and they make that movement or they tie that movement back to the Democratic Party. And what you'll start to see from Democrats is that they more or less speak towards emotion, feeling, and what you're owed, and Republicans speak more towards policy and what's best for America, right? So, for example, they tied the black people to the Democratic Party. They tied women and feminism to the Democratic Party. They then tied gay people to the Democratic Party and alphabet community. And now they're tying migrants to the Democratic Party by saying that they're giving you something, but ultimately they're keeping themselves in power. So that tends to be how I see it. But the only thing that I was told growing up is that we had to vote Democrat and we had to vote blue because Democrats is for poor people and black people, and Republicans is for the rich and white people. So that's the way I kind of see it. But that's just my own personal opinion.
Mine is the fact that this is a republic. And so I believe in the Constitution. And so I like to apply the laws per the Constitution. Democrats do not apply the law per the Constitution. They like to try and sidestep the Constitution with things like U.S. codes and things that don't supersede statutes, basically. And they like to fill up a lot of bureaucracy, which ultimately does not help the people. And I think when it comes to black people, after after what 1968 with civil rights, I really think black people just really felt like they got something at least after coming out of such a hard time with Jim Crow and all this other stuff, that they felt some type of allegiance, that they were going to finally be recognized and getting something. But at the end of the day, you're not really getting anything.